Without delay, the United States responded promptly, agreeing to deploy their weapon of choice, the M2 Bradley tank. This tank, renowned for its strength and resilience, is now on its way to the battlefield to provide critical support to the Ukrainian forces who are cornered. We can now see the M2 Bradley tank entering the battlefield. With its deployment, these tanks are prepared to face the hundreds of Russian tanks that are hiding behind trees and other strategic positions. However, despite the enemy's attempts to conceal themselves in the darkness, the advanced technology in the M2 Bradley allows its radar to pierce through the fog and trees, detecting their presence with pinpoint accuracy. From here on the front lines, we witness extraordinary acts of heroism. The Russian tanks, although skilled at hiding, cannot escape the precise firepower of the M2 Bradley. With remarkable accuracy, the M2 Bradley continues to destroy enemy positions, while the sounds of explosions and gunfire echo through the night. This heroic battle continues, with M2 Bradley tanks holding their ground and fending off wave after wave of attacks from the Russian forces. Each second feels dramatic, with every shot determining the course of the conflict. While the enemy continues to resist, the American forces, bolstered by cutting-edge technology and the formidable M2 Bradley tanks, remain unwavering amidst the onslaught. The battle is escalating. Every move made by the Ukrainian and American forces increases the pressure on the battlefield, which has now become a fierce clash between modern technology and the bravery of soldiers, a struggle that will surely be etched into history. We can now witness just how intense this battle has become. The M2 Bradley tanks of the United States move forward with unparalleled force, firing their cannons with deadly precision. Every shot fired from their weapons destroys enemy positions that are hidden behind trees, while the Russian forces, now trapped, have nowhere to retreat. The advanced radar inside the M2 Bradley continues to function extraordinarily, cutting through the fog, trees, and even difficult terrain. The Russian forces may believe they are safe, but every movement they make is now being tracked with clear accuracy. Once again, the M2 Bradley tank proves its superiority. As cannon fire continues to rain down, massive explosions shake the forest, and flames begin to consume every enemy position in sight. But despite the increasingly fierce resistance, the American forces with their M2 Bradley tanks demonstrate incredible resilience. With their reinforced armor, these tanks press on, seemingly unstoppable. They move through a minefield and traps, while their radar and cutting-edge technology continue to track the enemy with pinpoint precision. Every second, this battle grows more intense. The Russian forces try to formulate their last stand, but they are being overwhelmed by the relentless barrage from the Ukrainian and American forces. In a heroic maneuver, several M2 Bradley tanks push forward, traversing dangerous terrain and destroying the enemy's command positions hidden behind large trees. However, as we can see, this battle is not without sacrifice. Some M2 Bradley tanks suffer damage from enemy rocket attacks. One tank comes to a halt, trapped in a massive explosion, yet the soldiers inside do not retreat. They continue to provide supporting fire, undeterred by the damage. Their bravery stands as a symbol of endurance on this battlefield. On this battlefield, this is not just a battle of firepower. It is a clash between technology, bravery, and resolve. As the battle reaches its peak, the Russian forces begin to retreat, despite their desperate attempts to fight back. There is no escape from the unyielding grip of the American and Ukrainian forces, with the M2 Bradley tank as a decisive factor. As time passes, the remnants of this battle stand as a testament to the unstoppable might of modern military power. The ground that was once shaken by explosions and gunfire is now beginning to quiet, though smoke and flames still rise from several locations. The American and Ukrainian forces have emerged victorious, though the price of victory has not been small. This war was not merely a matter of weaponry, but of strategy, courage, and determination. Here, at the Kursk border, we have witnessed a battle that will be recorded in history, where technology and human spirit fought side by side. This is the heroic story of a battlefield that will be remembered forever. After the intense battle that resulted in the defeat of hundreds of Russian tanks, the commander of Ukraine realized that, although victory had been achieved, the threat was not yet fully eradicated. The Russian forces, now on the retreat, still planned to push forward and cross the Kursk border. The bridge that connected both territories had become their only remaining path to advance deeper. In this increasingly critical situation, the Ukrainian commander made a bold decision. He dispatched one of his finest soldiers to face the threat head-on. Without hesitation, the soldier was assigned a special mission: to destroy the bridge and prevent the Russian forces from crossing the border. The soldier was immediately equipped with the most reliable weapon for this dangerous mission: the BGM-71 TOW, an anti-tank missile known for its deadly precision. With this weapon in hand, he moved forward, determined to accomplish his objective as he crossed over to the other side of the bridge. As he reached the far side of the bridge, his eyes immediately focused on the looming threat. Several Russian tanks were nearly at the bridge and ready to cross, intent on breaking through to Kursk. Time was running out. Without wasting any time, the soldier remained calm and focused on his mission. He swiftly took aim and fired his first missile. The first tank was destroyed instantly, unable to withstand the powerful explosion that obliterated it. Not pausing for a moment, he fired at the second and third tanks, one after another. Each shot from the BGM-71 TOW struck with deadly accuracy, bringing down the Russian tanks that attempted to advance, helpless against the weapon's power. After neutralizing the threat from the Russian tanks, the soldier turned his attention to the bridge, which still stood intact. His primary mission was far from over. He quickly moved toward the bridge, calculating every second with precision. With one final perfectly aimed shot, the soldier destroyed the structure of the bridge with a massive explosion that shook the ground. The bridge was reduced to rubble, completely impassable. The remaining Russian forces had no way to continue their advance. However, even though the bridge had been destroyed, the soldier remained vigilant. A few Russian soldiers, attempting to flee, were still in sight. Without mercy, he completed his task by eliminating the remaining enemy forces who were trying to escape, ensuring the mission was finished flawlessly. The soldier's mission was complete. The bridge that connected the two borders was now beyond repair. He returned to his position, having delivered a major success for the Ukrainian forces. Though it was the work of a single soldier, his bravery had halted the Russian advance, secured the Kursk border, and protected the region. The tides have turned. Now, Ukraine is ready to launch a retaliatory strike against Russia for breaching the Kursk border. The time for vengeance has come, and Ukraine's forces are gearing up for a decisive action.
Car, grid 034058. Truck, grid 03.
As the helicopter flies over the Russian territory, the pilot's keen eyes begin to scan the ground below. Soon, a sight that raises immediate concern comes into view. A Russian military convoy has been assembled and is preparing to head back toward Ukraine's borders.
35057. Tank, grid 036056. Truck, grid 034058.
Better diagnosis.
Fire that.
This is the moment. The pilot knows that allowing such a movement to proceed unchecked would spell disaster. He cannot let the enemy regroup and retreat unchallenged. There is no turning back now.
Target neutralized. Target neutralized. I got it. Strike one. Target neutralized. Target neutralized.
Without hesitation, the pilot makes a bold decision. He steers the helicopter toward the Russian military convoy, determined to disrupt their plans. With precision and speed, he begins his assault, launching the first round of fire at the convoy ahead.
Northwest. Tank, one click. Northwest. Target down. He's down. Tank.
The assault begins. The pilot opens fire, targeting the lead vehicles in the convoy. Explosions erupt as the vehicles are torn apart, scattering debris across the battlefield. The pilot moves swiftly, evading incoming fire while continuing to strike down the enemy's forces. Without hesitation, the pilot fires the first shot. A large missile launches from the helicopter, striking the lead tank position on the bridge. A massive explosion shakes the ground, flames rising high, completely obliterating the tank in an instant. Tanks behind it begin to panic, but there's no room for retreat. They are trapped.
Tank, 1.5 clicks. Southeast.
But the pilot doesn't stop there. With incredible speed, he continues, soaring over the bridge now filled with Russian military vehicles. Shot after shot is fired, destroying one tank after another. Each missile launch hits its mark with deadly precision, bringing down the Russian tanks that attempted to advance, helpless against the devastating firepower from above. However, despite the rapid destruction, the enemy does not remain idle. They retaliate with artillery fire and rockets, desperately attempting to fight back against the aerial assault. Yet the pilot, with exceptional skill, skillfully avoids each incoming attack, maneuvering the helicopter with precision. Every move he makes is flawless, making each subsequent strike more lethal. With extraordinary accuracy, the pilot continues to destroy tank after tank, targeting those attempting to take cover behind wreckage and other destroyed vehicles on the bridge. Each missile that's fired hits its target with exact precision, leaving the Russian forces with no chance to advance. Slowly but surely, the tanks trapped on the bridge are reduced to smoldering ruins. There is no place to hide, no escape. What was once a hopeful path for the Russian forces now stands as a graveyard for their vehicles. Explosions continue to ring out, each blast making their advance impossible. With one final, precisely aimed shot, the pilot destroys the last tank in the convoy. The bridge, once full of military vehicles, now lies in ruins, with only smoke and debris left in its wake. The remaining Russian forces have no choice but to retreat, their hopes of advancing crushed. Mission complete. With a brutal and precise aerial assault, the pilot has successfully halted the movement of the Russian forces. The destroyed tanks now serve as a testament to the success of the attack that shook the bridge and obliterated their ambitions to enter Kursk.
Have you heard any status of the marker touchdown?
Good evening, viewers. I am James Dusky, coming to you live from the Kursk border, which has now become a silent witness to the escalating tension. Here, at this historically significant border, the Ukrainian forces are facing a serious threat. Hundreds of Russian tanks have crossed the border and entered the area currently controlled by the Ukrainian forces. In the dark